Hey, it's me, Fiverr Reviews, and I'm checking out this book today. Learn to Speak French. Parlez-vous français? By Pascala Clouthier. So I have to admit that I am not a French speaker, which is probably actually a good thing since I have an honest experience learning this book and getting used to it. Yeah, I spoke French. Well, I mean, not French. I spoke Spanish in high school and a little bit in middle school. Well, I mean, I spoke Spanish the same as anyone else could during that time, but I do have some understanding of the Romantic languages, which French is a part of. I also speak Japanese, but that's completely different. But with that said, with my experience of learning a language, the perspective offered in this book on learning a language from a text was actually really interesting and really good. It starts out with an introduction that talks about French from where it started in its roots, way back ago, how it developed to be one of the most popularly not like English, not like my English, one of the most heavily used languages in the world. Did you know that actually 70 million people speak French in the world? That's a big chunk of change right there. And it's all over too. It's not just France, there's also Canada, Belgium, other European countries. They also speak it in some parts of Africa too. So French is actually a very important language to learn, and it's also very romantic, as most people, I mean at least English speakers, think it sounds very romantic sounding. So if you're interested in speaking French and you want to get started right now, this book is it for you. So one thing that this book does that's really interesting is it starts out with all of the different vowel and consonant sounds, and it does this with an English speaker's perspective. For instance, instead of it being A, it's things like that, and it shows how to say those letters with a French-sounding, authentic French-sounding accent, but from an English speaker's perspective. So this is kind of weird for me to do because I spent so much time studying Japanese that when I was looking at the pronunciation, I was thinking, I think I know how to pronounce this, but I'm not sure. So you kind of have to use your imagination. And that's my next point, is this book is excellent, but what would help this book even more is if you listen to French. Getting a chance to speak French is really good, but give yourself time to listen to it. If you're really wanting to learn how to speak it properly. Before I came to Japan, I listened to podcasts all the time in one ear. I was kind of weird, but I did it for a month, and I also listened to it while I slept. Maybe that is a little bit weird. But the benefit of that is that I got an understanding of the rhythm and the intonation and the pattern of Japanese, even though I didn't understand what they were saying most of the time. But now when I speak Japanese, it's pretty good because I have a good understanding of what it sounded like. When you're coming from a completely foreign perspective, coming into a new language, definitely get your ears used to how that language sounds. It's the same way as kids and babies grow up. Except you're doing it now as not a non-baby. But if you're a baby watching this video and you understand what I'm saying, you're amazing. There are also lots of phrases in this book that are very helpful for situations you might find yourself in a French-speaking environment. Things like being at a restaurant, things like ordering food or asking questions. One thing I noticed too is that, this is also from my experience too, is when you learn how to say something in French and you memorize that phrase over and over and over, you're not going to be prepared for the answer. Someone's going to answer you and you're going to go, oui, because you don't know what they're saying exactly, or they might go into depth about what this tart is made of or how it was cooked, prepared, or they don't have this tart today but they have this other one, would you like to try this other one instead? And it'll come by that fast. So the phrases in this book are really good. The quality of the writing is excellent, and everything that's laid out in the book is excellent. But again, you got to get the French in your head before you get started. So along with this book, jump here on YouTube to find some French-speaking channels or channels for you to get your ears used to it. And that with this book, you're going to be unstoppable in beginning your climb to the ascent of Mount Franche. Thanks for watching, subscribe, like, be awesome. See ya.